Okay, welcome back. So in this video, we are going to go over inputting all the information and submitting a trip charge for the claim, as this homeowner did not have any wet readings, but they did have mold, but we were sent for water mitigation. So when that happens, we reach out to the insurance company and we end up trying to get the mold work, but that will be directly between us and the insurance company themselves. As far as this job, which was sent through AccuServe, we now need to submit a trip charge for the job because there's no water damage in the house, only mold. Everything was dry in the home, as we could see from the photos. As we'll minimize here and we'll check it out real quick. Again, we have the homeowner's name and the town. So now when we come, we can see the mold under the sink. We can see dry readings, and dry readings in every area of the home. So when that happens and it's a water mitigation, we get to charge a trip charge. So we're going to go back to Xactimate and now we're going to fill out a couple things. So in the claim info, the insurance carrier will always fill this out for us. Now, when it's a private job, you have to fill it out yourself. But for this instance, it was sent through AccuServe Allstate, so all this information is already there. The next thing we're going to do is we always press on-site inspection, yes. Printed on-site, no, and no. That will never change. Target completion, we're going to say right now because we're doing it right now, as well as the contents completed is right now. The date contacted and the date inspected, you can get from another website, which is Xactanalysis. So Xactanalysis should have everything in already. So we can just pull it from there. So we'll type in Xactanalysis here. And we're going to type in the homeowner's name in the search bar and find out. So we have precise date and time. So there's the homeowner's name that matches the estimate. We're going to click on the claim. And as we scroll down here, in the details part of the Xactanalysis, which we'll go over in larger detail when we get through the Xactanalysis, you'll see here customer contacted October 13th at 3:48, and the site inspected was October 14th at 4 p.m. So we're going to go back into our Xactimate. We're going to go date inspected was October 14th at 4 p.m. And the date contacted was the 13th. And again, we're going to go back to our website, 3:48 p.m. 3:48 p.m. So all our dates and times are filled out. Now we'll scroll down, and then claim rep will always be the 7426683 number. We'll click OK, and then we'll click on the estimator, which is here, and will always be Daniel Polino. Once that's done, the final thing you need to fill out is contractor, which is and date construction. So always, these boxes will always be the same. Nothing will ever change. Nothing else needs to be filled out underneath. And then the next tab we go to is coverage and loss. Under coverage and loss, we go to cause of loss. The cause of loss in this instant was the apartment above them. So we're going to type in other, and we're going to go to the cause was apartment above homeowner. The scope type is always GHRN mitigation. That is for in-network mitigation. Now, if it's a private job, you would go to out-of-network mitigation, but it's GHRN mitigation. We'll click that. And then we always want to make sure that on the deductible, that there's no deductible being applied to water mitigation work. So we're going to click across all coverages. We're going to make sure it's 0. Now, if this was another number, say $100 or $1,000, we would just take it out. And what we would do is we would just put 0. And then we would click coverage specific. The next area you need to fill out is loss type. Under non-denial letter, you must type in no denial letter is needed. And this is on every Allstate job. This must be inputted. Underneath there's nothing else you need to put in. All this is right here is the coverages that's on the claim. If you really want to see, the homeowner here in the building has a coverage of a limit of $14,740, meaning anything over that amount needs to be paid out by the homeowner directly. The next area is parameters. In parameters, there'll always be a checkpoint and a price list filled out when it's coming through an insurance company. If it's not and it's private, you just must fill it in with the exact month that we're in and the year. Next area is tax jurisdiction. You're going to click here and it lets you know, since it's in the area code of 11102 Long Island City, you're going to click the 8.875 non-capital. Now on Long Island and other areas of New York, it would be 8.625 non-capital, but it is always the non-capital number. So you're going to press done. We're going to scroll down, nothing else to fill out here. Never ever have overhead and profit on any mitigation jobs, as it's not allowed, so make sure it's always set to 0. And then the last part is company header. You're going to click these 3 bars and then you'll see a personal. So we're going to click the personal and click OK. All that is doing is putting together the opening statement, which you see here, but having the and date construction logo up top. Project history, nothing is needed in that area. So the final thing now to do is go to estimate and go to estimate items. Remember, we did our sketch in the last video. We showed the kitchen. But in this one, even on a trip charge, you do want to put together a room still. So the insurance company has it. Now we're going to type in emergency service call. You can see here it says after business hours, but this was done during business hours. So we're going to use this. Also make sure to always use the WTR, as that is a water line item. So we're going to click that. That's in. And now the final thing to do is just add our photos, where you go to photos, make sure it stays unassigned. If you want to change it, you can. You can go into a different one, but I always use unassigned, load images. We're going to bring us to our desktop, which up top you'll see. We're going to click our homeowner, and then we're going to hold down our left mouse and then drag everything down to highlight and open it up. Next thing you want to do is always make sure the front of the building or the front of the house is one of the first photos. So all you're going to do is left click, hold it down, and drag it over. And there you go, front of the building, front of our apartment, and then all the pictures showing. After that's done, you're going to go to complete, inspect, and it's going to look through the job now and tell you things that need to be fixed. The first thing it's asking is, why is this an emergency call? So we're going to bypass it and we're going to type in the area was dry from any water damage. The next area is overhead and profit, which we spoke about. There's never any, so you just click this, continue without adding it. And then our final is visit labor minimums tab. Over here, all you're going to do is hit the apply off, and then we're going to go to finish. Once that's done, everything looks great. We're going to hit upload and we're complete. You do not have to wait for it to be done. Always resequence line number items and then press yes. Once that's done, it's going to go into the mark in progress area. And the next thing you must do is hit save and exit. Now, if you do not hit save and exit and you just exit, it will not load into the cloud for the insurance companies to see. As you see here in our local drive, that claim has now disappeared. If you go back into the homeowner's exact analysis claim, since it's an Allstate job, we can hit this and we're just going to refresh and we can see the price now. We can see information being input into the job, as well as the photos we'll upload in a moment as well. You can see documents now growing because all those files that we just submitted moved over. This is our estimate that we just done. There's our header like we just spoke about, everything filled out. If you scroll down, you see emergency service call, the price that it costs, and this just teaches homeowners how to read an estimate. And as you go down, it shows you the sketch of the home as well. Gonna hit refresh one more time. And now we have our 16 photos that we added in as well. So all the photos from the Xactimate claim now transfers into this exact analysis claim, so anybody from Allstate can check this out. The final thing you're going to do is you're going to go to details and you're going to mark job started and job completed, as there is no mitigation that is needed. It doesn't matter on the time that you're doing it. It's just you need to make sure it's always marked job started, job completed. And that is all. In the next video, we'll go over adding scope notes and everything into exact analysis, as well as some more Xactimate tips. See you in the next one.